Alright, ladies and gentlemen, this is Notes 013 HW1, Graphing Giving Standard Form. Your goal is to sketch the graph of each given line. So now we're giving it to you via standard form. So problem number 1. Our equation says in the upper left-hand corner, x minus 4y equals negative 20. Now our goal is to find the x-intercept and the y-intercept, where they crosses the x-axis and the y-axis. And how we go about doing it is that we're going to plug in 0 for the opposite variable that we're trying to solve for. So when we're solving here for x, we're going to put a 0 here in for y. So x minus 4 times 0 equals negative 20. Now negative 4 times 0 gets you 0. So x is going to equal negative 20. So that's kind of tough to do when you have a 6 by 6 graph here on the picture. So we got to look at the y here. We put in 0 in for x. We have negative 4 times y equals negative 20. Well, negative 4 times y equals negative 20. We could divide both sides by negative 4. So negative 20 divided by negative 4 gets you positive 5. So we know our y-intercept is at 5. And our x-intercept is at negative 20. So we see at A, our y-intercept is at 5. C, our y-intercept is at 5. B, our y-intercept, it doesn't say, so it can't be B. D, our y-intercept, is at negative 5. Well, we know our answer is positive 5 for our y-intercept. So it's either A or C. Now, as I said before, x equals negative 20. So if we look at our arrow, do you think this line here in A is going to hit negative 20 or positive 20? To be honest with you, it's going to hit at negative 20. If we look at C, if we go along the line, if we keep drawing that line, it's going to cross at positive 20. So you know C won't work out. So our only answer is A. So number 1 is A. Let's look at number 2. 5x minus 4y equals 0. So now we plug in 0 for y. So we have 5x equals 0. So 5x, divide both sides by 0, by 5. So x equals 0. So our x-intercept is 0, 0, 0, 0. Well, it doesn't really help too much. Now our y-intercept is also going to be 0. So now with this equation, you're going to have to solve it into slope-intercept form. So problem number 2 is a little bit more on the challenging side, and we're going to have to go through that step by step again during class. Let's move on to problem number 3 here. We have 5x minus 3y equals negative 9. So let's first solve for y. We put 0 in for x. So we have negative 3y equals negative 9. Divide both sides by negative 3 and we get y equals 3. So in A, our y equals 2, so that won't work. C, our y equals 3, so that works. B, our y equals 3, so that one works. D, it's saying negative 5. So A and D, they're both incorrect. We can't do A or D. So we're left with B and C. So let's solve for x. We cover up, put a 0 in for y. So we have 5x equals negative 9. Negative 9 divided by 5 gets you negative 1.8. So our x value is negative 1.8. So does x cross at negative 1.8 here? No. Does it cross over here at negative 1.8? No. Does it cross here at negative 1.8 here at B? Yes, it does. So it's 3 and that. So answer number 3 is B. Let's look at number 4. We have 2x plus 5y equals negative 15. To find out the value for the x, we cross out the plus 5y. So we have negative 15 divided by 2, which is negative 7.5. So my x-intercept is at negative 7.5. So A won't work. C won't work. B, well, that's crossing pretty far. It could be at negative 7.5. So that's a possibility. But D, it's crossing at 3, so that won't work. Since A, C, and D, they all are eliminated, our answer left over is B. But let's double check. Let's make sure our y-intercept is at negative 3. So we cover up our 2x. We have positive 5y equals negative 15. We divide both sides by 5, and we get y equals negative 3. So B is our answer for number 4. Now, if you have any questions, please come ask me during class or during extra help. I'll be happy to help you out. Make sure you finish the rest of the form now too. All right, have a good night.